This week I'm teaching you a missing piece of the lower back conversation with or without equipment. Resisting the lower back rounding is a well-known and important ability, and I train to have above average flexibility and strength at this. Intentionally rounding is also somewhat known and actually works well for a lot of people. The main issue is for people who already have back pain because they fear or feel pain in that position. And then a more rarely trained ability is coming out of a rounded position. Compare this to a maximum deadlift. You would see the lower back muscles trying to stay strong, and if they couldn't handle the load, that pressure would shift to the lower spine. Here we're talking about the opposite, going from rounded to straight with a lighter load as an accessory to that ability to resist rounding, adding flexibility, extra circulation, and strengthening for the lower back muscles, and particularly relating to how that lower back gets used in real life. So the machine is not necessary for good results, but right off the bat, it allows regression. There's tons of great back exercises and machines. This was the one that helped my dad because I put it in his living room. He was willing to do it. He felt comfortable with it. He could get things going, which brings us to number 2, extra benefits in this extended position. If you're just standing at the top, you're not getting that extra benefit. And if you've stopped sprinting and you do a lot of sitting, you're probably particularly weak in that extension. So even thinking he was going gently, he's still getting a lot of work through the hamstrings, the glutes, and the lower back. And then because of the angle, look at this bottom position, you could practically take a nap there, where this, while not stressful for me, would be more stressful for someone actively with the lower back problem. So you put all those together, the regression, the relaxing nature here, even ability to stretch, and then the extra benefits of extension strength, and you see why I use this. 1, flex the abs. Curling back, you actually lose that tension. Squeezing the abs, you now can't help but feel it in that posterior. Then curl the body, then come out of a curled position, squeezing those glutes to finish the rep, and then once again flexing the abs. Now, to be clear, you could do all your reps like this, you could do all your reps like this, you could turn at the top, you can do anything here and get awesome results. But for someone starting and trying to rebuild, I would say do everything slower, own these positions, stay here as long as you want, don't even think in terms of reps. Okay, now I'm gonna own my body's curled position. Now I'm gonna own that ability to come out of that. Take your time, squeeze those glutes. Try to burn out almost on as few of reps as possible. Use whatever loading feels good for you. Reason kettlebell's my favorite is because you still got nice range at the bottom, and then at the top, the position here keeps it really challenging for those glutes. Plus, with this lower back, we're building a lot of lost farm work strength, and so this gives extra benefits for that elbow, forearm, so it kind of suits the task in my opinion. A common question I get is from people whose doctor tells them the front of the hip is tight and the butt is weak. So right in line with the doctor's orders, we have a 1-2 punch of working that extension that you're not getting when you're sitting, and then working the flexibility on the other side. I'm actually contracting this back glute as I go down, and just as today, I did a super detailed breakdown on this. Last week's breakdown was on this exercise, the general gist of it being the higher you elevate the front foot and the more you assist, the easier it is to get into it, and you thereby have a long-term stretch strength exercise for strength in the front leg and flexibility in the rear hip. A whole other bonus is the QL, quadratus lumborum, a muscle on either side of the lower spine. You get to control difficulty starting with this arm. So this is easier, this is then harder. You can even add weight to it. In real life, that lower back doesn't only get hurt forward, you use it side to side. So for me, that's a game changer for the total lower back plan. My hero, Michael Jordan, was a great example of a combination of these abilities, but I highly doubt he was training like this. He was also NBA slam dunk champ before he even lifted weights. Me, on the other hand, didn't even make it to his age, was having knee surgeries, hooked on painkillers, then started to have back problems Now I've been over 10 years without a knee or back problem. And I'm not MJ, but I can move more like MJ could. I've beat 3 NBA players and lost to 4 NBA players one-on-one. But the priceless part for me is having the skill so I can move better, have less chance of demand exceeding my ability. But I also know that I could still get hurt. Humans don't have infinite ability. 3 ideas without a machine. 1, I've had a lot of success by having people put their hands on something to reduce the pressure. Straighten one leg to loosen out, bend both, straighten the other. When I don't have a back extension machine, I've done a lot of these. Great to limber up with less pressure on the low back. Then for that extension, I would put this in the no equipment category because you could use a piece of cardboard if you had a good surface. You've got a progression, thinking to squeeze the glutes as you flex the knees from 2 legs to 2 legs, up 1 leg, down to 1 leg. And if you really put that intent in, you can get some excellent extension with no equipment. And then who says you can't work on that ability to come out of a rounded position by holding something and controlled working on it. Without a back extension here, I like to get into that same position, standing, stretch, strengthen. If you look, stretching here, strengthening, balance can be a little challenge at first, but once you get into a rhythm, you'll feel it. If that seems a bit aggressive to start, find a wall. Use your hands to assist until you don't need assistance. Then you can progress to here, reaching those elbows towards the floor. I made this because I have 2 toddlers and I'm sick of stuff arriving to the house that's not user-friendly. So this comes like this. No assembly. Fold it out. Get to work. It's the only back extension of its kind like that. And the subject of back extensions, I have seen consistently save people money who have back concerns because of how expensive those problems can be.